Hey guys, it's Brooke here with your October Yoga Flow workout. Since we're focusing on curbing emotional eating, our yoga workout this month is going to be about finding happiness and balance. I feel like those are two things that correlate well with avoiding emotional eating and going with that whole theme. So if we're happy and we have balance in our lives, then we tend to avoid it. So we're trying to translate that into yoga poses and a yoga flow that's going to go there as well. Keep in mind, we always want to start off with our Sun Salutation, and I'll run you through a quick version of that. If you check out my guest blog post, hopefully coming soon, it'll give you more specific information on Sun Salutations. Also keep in mind that you can put in a Sun Salutation between each pose or each set of poses if you want. If you want a little more heat, a little more intensity in your workout. Or you can just go through the poses one at a time. If you want more of a stretch or more of a gentle flow, you can really take this and make this into your own workout and just kind of do what you want with it. So we'll start off again with a quick run through of a Sun Salutation. So starting back on the mat, this time we're going to take our Sun Salutation. We're standing. We're going to take the hands, palms together in front of our body. We're actually going to draw up the center line of the body. Palms touching, and then when we fold forward, we're going to draw the hands back down the center line of the body in prayer and go into our forward fold. Inhaling to our half lift, torso is parallel to the ground, hands are on the shins or out in front of us. Then we're going to step back into a high plank. From here, we can either lower into chaturanga, or we can drop the knees and do a modified version, knees, chest, and chin. From there, we're either going to push into our baby cobra or push through the palms all the way, pushing into the tops of the feet, coming into up dog, and then we push back into down dog. And to come out of our Sun Salutation, we step between the hands, inhale back into our half lift, exhale into a quick fold, bringing the hands to prayer, and we'll bring them all the way back up. So that's our quick run through of our Sun Salutation. The first pose that we want to go through today is Tula Dandasana, or stick pose. So you're going to start at the back of your mat, and from there, we're going to step the right foot slightly forward, left leg comes back, left toes are on the ground. We're going to bring the arms up, palms together just like we were, and we're going to steeple the grip. So our pointer finger and thumb are out, everything else is tucked. That's going to go right here beside our head. Okay, and we're going to tilt with the hips being our axis here. So we're trying to keep a straight line between the toes and the fingers the whole time. And then trying to keep that straight line as we come back to standing. And then we're going to do that on the other side as well, working on our balance. Okay, keep in mind, you can hold these poses anywhere from 5 breaths to 30 seconds or even longer if you want. It just depends on how you want your workout to go and how many times you want to go through this flow. So the next thing we're going to work on our balance is a little variation of what's actually called standing head to knee pose. Don't worry, it's not that bad. We're going to work on the prep for it. So kind of the beginner variation. There's 2 things we want to do here. First, we want to find our balance. We want to draw our weight. I'm going to draw it down the left side of my body. So I'm facing you, so it'll probably be your right. We're going to pull that knee up into the body and just give it a hug. You can sort of work through your hip joint so you're getting a nice stretch and working your core and your balance at the same time. Remember, for any balance exercise, you want to keep your navel pushed up against your spine, or imagine that. That's going to help you keep your balance. Okay, from here, we have 2 variations. Our first variation is we want to just let the leg go at a 90-degree angle. And if you don't want to hold underneath the leg, you can hold at the hip, and that's going to change your balance. Okay, our second variation, we're bent at that 90-degree angle. We want to rotate outward. And we can hold the inside of the hip. We can gently push against it using that resistance. Okay, that's going to be a nice hip opener. It's going to help work our balance in different ways. So again, hugging the knee in, working that stretch. We got that nice 90-degree angle, and then we rotate outward. Hand can be on the hip, can be up here, you can even draw it up against the body for power, whatever you want to do there. The next balancing pose we want to go into is tree. This will be our last balancing pose for this series. So again, we're going to draw the weight down one side of the body. We're going to find a comfortable place for the foot, either the inside of the ankle, the inside of the calf, or drawing it up to the inside of the thigh. We want to avoid the inside of the knee, no knee injuries. And then hands come to prayer. Or again, we can steeple the grip and draw the arms beside the ears, like we did for stick pose. We can hold here. And then obviously we want to do the same thing on the other side, keeping our balance. Okay. The last three poses we're going to do here are more of the happy poses. Okay, they're poses that make us feel good, and again, we can turn this into more of a workout or more of a stretch, depending on how you want to do it. Our first one is going to be seated and then laying side twists. So our seated side twist is just like a stretch. We're going to take the right leg, bend at the knee, and fold it over the left. We're going to bring the right arm behind us for stability, so we're sitting up straight. Left arm draws up. Then we're going to take the left elbow to the outside of the right leg. Twisting behind, looking over that back shoulder, feeling that nice twist through the spine. And then wringing out the stretch. We'll come back. Left knee bends, right arm extends, and right elbow to the outside of the left knee. We can also take this to a laying stretch. We want to lay down, arms at a T, okay, legs at a 90-degree angle, and then we just simply let the legs fall to one side or the other. And again, this can be more of a stretch if you go quickly and hold at the bottom, or this is a really good oblique exercise for the abs if you go slowly and really focus on pulling up with the abs and then resisting down on the other side. So wherever you want to take that. Our last series, again going with balance, we're going to go through hero's pose and then into child's pose. So hero's pose, we're sitting back on the heels, and we just start to lean slightly back, hands behind us, fingers are pointing toward the toes, so fingers are pointing toward the front of the mat, and we can lift up off the mat if we want a nice quad stretch here, or we can work our way down to our forearms, or even further if we want a more intense pose. Working our way slowly back up, we're going to come right into child's pose to counter that or to balance that. So child's pose, we're sitting back on the heels, weights pushing back into the heels, arms stretched out in front, ears between the biceps, and we push actively into the mat to really stretch out that back. And then you can go through that flow as many times as you want, incorporating a sun salutation in between if you'd like, or modifying the poses as you like them or as you feel necessary. That's our happy and balanced flow for October. Hope you like it. Thanks, sisters.